Argentavis magnificens is considered one of the largest flying birds known in history. Its name is derived from two Latin words, argentum, meaning silver or Argentina, and avis, meaning bird. The species name magnificens translates as magnificent or majestic. This name was given in 1980 when paleontologists Ken Campbell and Eduardo Tani formally described the species. Thus, the name reflects both the place of discovery and the bird's enormous size and grandeur. Argentavis belongs to the family Teratornithidae, which included large predatory birds that lived in North and South America during the Cenozoic era. Its lifespan corresponds to the Middle and Late Miocene, approximately 9 million to 6.8 million years ago. It lived in the central and northwestern regions of South America. Fossils have mostly been found in today's La Pampa and Córdoba provinces of Argentina. The first remains were discovered in 1980 by La Plata University scientists Rosendo Pascual and Eduardo Toni in the Salinas Grandes de Hidalgo area and introduced into scientific literature. Later, additional bone fragments were found in other areas, fully confirming the existence of this giant bird. The size of Argentavis is truly remarkable. Its wingspan reached 6 to 7 meters, which is about twice as wide as that of the largest modern bird, the albatross. Standing on the ground, it was about 1.52 meters tall, and its weight reached up to 70 kilograms. With such a massive body, Argentavis was not adapted for frequent flapping flight, but instead for soaring long distances using warm air currents and thermal winds. Much like modern condors or vultures, it could stay aloft for hours, covering vast territories. Regarding its diet, Argentavis was both a predator and a scavenger. It could hunt live animals, but it mainly fed on carrion. It may also have stolen prey from smaller predators, acting as a kleptoparasite. Its strong beak was well adapted for tearing large chunks of flesh. Ecologically, it was similar to modern vultures, but far larger. Argentavis descended from other birds within the Teratornithidae family. The earliest members of this family developed in South America and later spread into North America. Argentavis was the largest and most majestic among them. Its enormous size likely evolved because of available ecological niches. During the Miocene, South America had vast open plains with many large herbivorous mammals and the predators that fed on them. Such conditions allowed Argentavis to thrive in large size and dominate carcasses. Today, Argentavis has no direct descendants. The entire Teratornithidae family has gone extinct. The closest ecological similarities can be found in modern condors and vultures, but they belong to a different family and are not true descendants of Argentavis. This giant bird most likely became extinct about 6 million years ago due to environmental changes, climate cooling, declining food sources, and the reduction of large mammal populations. Because of its large body and specialized feeding strategy, it could not adapt to the changing environment. In conclusion, Argentavis magnificens was one of the largest flying birds ever known to humankind, a true ruler of the skies of its time. Its wings cast massive shadows in the sky as it glided like a giant glider over the wide plains of South America, feeding mainly on carrion. Although it is now extinct, some people still wonder whether it might have survived hidden in South America. However, from a scientific perspective, such a possibility is nearly impossible, as its remains are found only in ancient geological layers, and it belonged to a completely extinct group. Today, Argentavis lives only through its fossils, reconstructions, and scientific imagination, yet it continues to amaze humanity with its majesty. Comparisons with living birds suggest that Argentavis laid 1 or 2 eggs every 2 years. each weighing around 1 kilogram, 2.2 pounds. Considering the climate, the birds likely incubated in winter, with the pair members alternating every few days between incubation and foraging. The young became independent after about 16 months, but they did not reach full maturity until around 12 years of age. To maintain a viable population, no more than about 2% of adults could have died each year. Thanks to its large size and flight abilities, Argentavis suffered from almost no predators, and mortality was mainly related to old age and disease in adults. Based on the size and structure of its wings, Argentavis was primarily a soaring bird, using flapping flight only for short periods. This is supported by skeletal evidence showing that its chest muscles were not strong enough to sustain prolonged wing beating. Studies of condor flight indicate that Argentavis could fly effectively under normal conditions, since modern large soaring birds also spend very little time flapping, regardless of environmental factors. Although its legs were strong enough to allow running or leaping, its wings were too long to flap efficiently until it had gained altitude, meaning that Argentavis was particularly dependent on wind to take off. It may have used hillsides and wind currents to launch into flight, perhaps even from gentle slopes with minimal effort. Argentavis likely flew and lived much like the modern Andean condor, scanning vast areas in search of carrion. It probably used thermal updrafts to stay aloft, and its estimated minimum flight speed was 11 meters per second, 36 feet per second, or about 40 kilometers per hour, 25 miles per hour. The climate of the Andean foothills of Argentina during the late Miocene was warmer and drier than today, conditions that would have supported thermal soaring. Argentavis territories may have measured about 500 square kilometers, 190 square miles. To avoid being slowed down by headwinds, the birds may have flown in a north-south pattern while searching for food. Compared to its relatives, this species appears less aerodynamic for predation and probably favored scavenging. Argentavis may also have used its wingspan and size to intimidate Metatherian mammals and small forest racids. The forest racids were the largest terrestrial predators of Miocene South America and represented the greatest threats Argentavis faced, with the largest species, such as Devensensia, weighing up to 350 kilograms, 772 pounds. Torres Echegaray and de Grange suggested that, based on the reconstructed morphology of its brain endocast, Argentavis was a scavenger, or even a kleptoparasitic bird, that inhabited open areas with few plants.